know if the pressure is ever too much. How's that feel?
Good. Right there.
Very sensitive right there.
What is the pressure at least?
Not too much. feel?
Really good. Is that a knot right there?
Just a lot of tension. And how's that feeling?
Feels a lot better actually.
Hmm?
Feels a lot better actually.
Okay, that's good. Another calf can be sensitive for some people. And some people don't believe it when they see the people screaming and crying on my Instagram account.
That's what I was saying. I've seen some where they were just like, ah. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not overreacting.
I try to tolerate as much as I can for the most part. I feel like if it's hurting for a reason.
Let's see, if this is too much, let me know because you have a lot of tension right here. How's that feel?
It's definitely tight, but it's bearable. You have tension in your legs? You can have tension in your legs like this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and low back pain can come from like pretty much anywhere. So I took a class 2 years, yeah, it was 2 years ago. And I found out that some people have low back pain because their toes don't contract properly when they walk.
Oh crap.
So literally some people go to a physical therapist and they have low back pain. And the physical therapist will have them exercise their toes. And you have a lot of fibrosis in this calf. That's all that crunchy feeling.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, it could just be that you work your calves out a lot. I don't know why. Fibrosis is kind of like is another name for scar tissue.
Oh shit.
So like right there, all that. That's the fibrosis. And you had more, but I've kind of removed some, so that's why when I'm here, you don't feel it as much.
Correct.
You had a lot more. So like right there. And it's gotta pop off because you have
Hair.
hair, yeah. You can cup hairy people, it's just that the seal will release a lot.
If that builds up, does it do anything?
It just kind of makes it hard for you to move. Scar tissue isn't as elastic. So it's like replacing a rubber band with like leather.
Yeah.
Like if all your muscles were made of leather, you wouldn't be able to move well. So sometimes people, I can't really stretch them until like I cup or scrape them.
Yeah.
And that remove that fibrosis. And then afterwards, like their like arm or something will straighten out where before it wouldn't.
Nice.
And how's that feel right there?
A bit pressured. That's good pressure. So you can get rid of scar tissue by what? Cupping?
And scraping. Well, not regular cupping, but gliding cupping. And it's like internal scar tissue. So if someone had surgery, I can't remove that.
Yeah.
But the gliding cupping, the edge of the cup is scraping you while it's moving, so it's still like a form of scraping in a way. How's that feel?
I feel like there's tension there too.
Yeah, you have a lot of tension in your hamstrings.
So I said ain't no tension in the generally you get tension in your neck and your back, maybe your shoulders.
You can get it everywhere. A lot of people with low back pain, especially with have tension in their hamstrings.
Mm-hmm.
The hamstrings can be overly dominant, and so a lot of times someone will come in and they'll say, "Oh, like my low back hurts," and then you touch their hamstrings and it's like a rock, and you touch their glutes and they're not as hard, and it's because the hamstrings are doing too much work.
Gotcha. Like working out wise or in general?
In general. So some people will, sometimes you go to physical therapy, they'll have you strengthen your glutes when you have low back pain. And how's that feel?
Feel like it's less tension.
Yeah, well, one thing is that people carry more fat on their butt, so you're not going to be able to get to as close to the muscle.
Yeah.
And then also, like I said, a lot of times on people, the hamstrings are overly tight. Most people don't have, most people don't have overly tight glutes. When I was in school, they taught us that like a lot of people have overly tight glutes, but I have not found that to be true.
So there's apparently like a theory, well not a theory, but like back home, like everybody tries to get into like being a massage therapist type of deal,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think it comes down to like not that is for like everybody, but apparently ethnicity does play a part because most African American people
Mm-hmm.
have a natural ass, versus most like I guess Caucasian people
Mm-hmm.
to get an ass I guess as big or form like in African Americans they have to work out.
Mm-hmm.
So while they have one as big, they're all muscle and it's hard and it's tight.
Yeah.
Versus as an African American, it's big and it's just
more fat.
Yeah. So I mean, would that not play I guess a part versus fat versus muscle? I guess.
I mean, I guess it could just be that if people who, work out their glutes more would have better low back health, because the glutes are so important for low back health. The fat, not so much. I mean, that's where your body wants to store fat. It's healthier to have a bigger butt than a bigger stomach. So it's just, so like they study this. People, you can have two people who have both the same body fat, but the person who has the bigger stomach will have more health conditions than the person whose fat is around their waist.
Makes sense.
So you want to have, I guess, more of the pear shape. I think of the apple shape. I think that's what they call it. And I believe the fat that goes on around your stomach is actually a different kind of fat than the fat that goes around your butt.
Yeah.
But the butt doesn't have to be big. It just has to be able to do the movements you need to do throughout the day.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean like big per se, but a lot of people like yeah, I guess. Again, it's not even every African American, but most African Americans, like, it's just a natural muscle or whatever, I guess. Not a worked out one, so it's not as tense or tight as one who worked out to get it.
And the muscle can be, look good and not be very functional. The same class I took, the teacher, he would work with, he's worked with some Olympic athletes, and he worked with one guy, I believe, from Norway, and you could see his six pack through his shirt, but he had very bad core strength. So even though you could see his six pack, like, he had very core strength, and it was leading to like really bad low back pain. And this is a guy with a six pack.
I believe it. When I was younger, I had a natural six pack, and when friends would want to do planks in the beginning, I was dying, and they're like, "Come on, nah, you want to have a six pack? Let's go." And like in the beginning, my core was super weak, but like you say, there's a six pack and everything, and so I get that wholeheartedly. I generally don't have lower back pain unless I'm dehydrated. So.
I'm not sure what that part would play in it, but your body is 70% water, and there's a lot of water in your muscles. But also, that's why I normally don't scrape the glutes, because there's just too much fat that I feel like I'm actually doing something.
I was looking at your page. So when you scrape the bicep, that makes the tricep grow or more defined?
No, it's just that if you have a very tight bicep, it's kind of hard to extend your tricep.
Okay.
So some people can't really grow their tricep because they can't get a full range of motion because their bicep is so tight. Like at the end range of motion, like most tricep exercises, your arm is straight.
Yeah.
But if your bicep is so tight that you can't straighten your arm, it's going to negatively affect your tricep growth.
How often would you recommend scraping that?
I don't really recommend anything in a particular interval. I use the tool that I think is going to be best at that particular time. Like, you don't seem to have as much tension on this side of your body. How does that feel?
For the pressure for that.
You have some of the same tension here, but it's not as bad. Yeah, it's a lot less of that tension. I don't know if you feel the difference.
Oh no, I definitely do feel the difference. I also felt like even in the gym, my left side works more than my right side.
Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna have to remember to tighten that sheet a little bit, right? Because I have the 3D camera behind you, so I don't want your balls peeking out. Especially on YouTube, they like catch everything and look for everything.
It's ridiculous.
If you ever record something and you want to know if it's too sexy, just put it on YouTube.
I've actually steered away from like, I don't know, posting myself.
Mm-hmm. They will find the 1/10 of a second when they saw your bulge.
Mm-hmm. I remember one time, this was years ago, like even on my Snap. It's funny how I think it was just even the angle that I took the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I work out, I actually wear compression shorts.
Yeah.
So that way there's nothing happening, right?
Yeah.
And literally, I guess the angle, people are like, "Oh my God, I can see your bulge." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, "Bro, your piece is all out," and it was just like the angle that I guess I was standing where it folded.
And they saw the fold.
And it's just like, you guys look for crap. Like, you know, like it's, I don't know.
Well, they do that on YouTube. I realized that they will, it depends on what the person is wearing, how many views I get.
Mm-hmm.
If the person is like, if you came in and you were underwear, but you were on top of the sheet, fewer people would watch. But if you came in, and even if I didn't work your glutes, and they didn't know if you had underwear or not, because I had the sheet over you, just not knowing whether you had underwear or not, they would watch more often. And they would sometimes see like the crease in the sheet and go, "Oh, I see it, I see it."
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't see anything.
It's insane. World we live in. Yeah, the world is I don't know, because I mean, I don't really care what people say. Keyboard warriors will be keyboard warriors, but it's, you know, it's still.
Sometimes I find it funny. Sometimes I find it a little ridiculous.
I find it a lot of ridiculous. I suffer from body dysmorphia, so I've never been one to actually like see, I guess, myself in like at that moment how I look. It always comes later.
Yeah.
And so there's one, even on Instagram, like years ago, I used to post and you would see like my V-line, my abs, and everything. And you just have people like always thirst trapping, always thirst trapping.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's not a thirst trap, you know, this is how I tell my progress. This is how I, you know, see it. But, you know, people are people.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, there's a lot of thirst trapping on Instagram, but I don't know how your pictures look.
Well, I mean, I feel like, is it a thirst trap? I mean, a guy goes to the beach. How are you dressed when you go to the beach?
Yeah.
You're in just shorts, right? I mean, so having a shirtless picture doesn't mean it's thirst trap.
Well, I don't mean what you're doing, but I mean, like, I've seen some pretty funny thirst traps. There was a guy who, I think he's in Brazil. He got a massage, and he has an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure he told the guy to record it this way because he has an OnlyFans. And he had his butt arched in the air, like hips off the table.
Jesus Christ. As
the guy was working his low back, and the sheet was down like here on his glutes. and I just saw it, and I just laughed, and I sent it to my friend because it was so obvious and aggressive.
Well, that's what it is nowadays. People gotta tease people for them to come check it out. People are weird.
Like, that's a thirst trap if I've ever seen one. And it's like, especially as a massage therapist, because him being like that would have actually made the massage harder. Because he would be contracting like multiple muscles in his back to keep that arch. So it made the massage worse. It wasn't like he was getting a good massage. He was doing it to
specifically for that reason.
Yeah.
That's why I try to relax sometimes, like with a massage, because I know that tightening does not help the situation.
No, it makes it harder. I'm actually sending a client to someone else because I don't really do breath work, but she just would tense up so much when I worked on her. It was physically hurting me to massage her. And she just needs someone who's gonna sit there and do breath work with her. And, you know, sometimes they'll do stuff like they'll like work on you and they'll like touch here and they'll say, okay, breathe and just like focus on here, and I just don't have the patience to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's helpful. I just don't have patience. And every time I told her she was tensing up, she would like relax. So when she thought about it, she would relax. But then after she's, you know, her mind.
Natural, yeah. That's kind of how I get, to be honest with you. I won't even know that I'm tensing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most people don't. I used to get upset until I worked on a woman who kept lifting her leg to try to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to tell her to relax. And then she started snoring. So I was like, oh, okay, she's not doing it on purpose. I normally don't cut people's hamstrings, but yours are pretty tight.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like my body sometimes tense up just for no reason, which, you know, I guess that's something I gotta go work on in a different area. But, like, even when if I use the restroom, or, like, when I use the restroom, like, my shoulders are tense. And I'm like, relax, bro. Like, you're just peeing. So, my body naturally tightens up for
Like even like right here, you don't have nearly as much tension, like right here, as you had on the other side.
I can feel the huge difference. Yeah, cause I was thinking, I'm like, is that a knot under my butt cheek?
That's where I forget the name of the party. I forget the name of it, but that's where all your hamstrings connect to your hip. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so I cannot. My computer is also on the part that I'm recording with my phone. All I have to do is just
Crop.
not crop. All I have to I put like a sticker on it, and it makes people very angry. So
do people actually comment about that?
Oh yeah, a lot. I get like lots of like angry comments on YouTube.
But yet they're watching your video.
That's YouTube is very weird because I don't get it as much on TikTok or Instagram. Then again, I just don't get that much views on Instagram because I have like gone to the comment section on Instagram and it is like surprisingly toxic.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I feel like the ones that I've seen, like, because I've seen, like, looked at some of the guys that you've done, people are saying, like, thank you, and, you know.
Yeah, it's not everyone. And, like, it's probably, like, the stuff, like, I mean, so, you see, like, a lot of animal videos, and for some reason, the animal videos, like, anything you do to an animal or an animal does, people are like, it's abuse. So, you'll see a lot of people who say, like, if, like, a cat runs into the wall and the, like, owner laughs and they're abusing the cat.
Oh, yes, people are stupid.
Because the cat has feelings but yeah, the people get really a lot of racism, homophobia, a lot of just like angriness on the Instagram like comment section. I was kind of surprised when I see it. But TikTok I don't get that much, but YouTube people get very upset with me. Like I worked on one guy and he had an erection, so I put a ball, I think it was a soccer ball sticker over it. And I had people telling me, I know you're gonna put a compilation video up and I don't wanna see the soccer ball when you do.
Or why are you looking at people getting massage with erections?
Oh, a lot of people want that.
That's weird as hell.
Yeah, there's
it's like, what do you get from that though? You know what I mean?
So there's a website that they posted my video on, and I've been on there, and like, I don't mind that they posted my video there because it's, you know,
more publicity.
Not just that. How do I say it? There is a dude on TikTok who literally makes jokes. You probably seen him, like where he will like sexualize a fish.
I'm not really on TikTok.
Yeah, like you will see like a fish eating like a worm, and like his like whole thing is he's like telling his assistant, "Get me that fish," And it's like, sir, what are you gonna do with the fish? And like, sir, no. And it's like just, and to the point where if anyone sees like an animal video or a video of a tree that looks suspect, they'll like tag him in it. You know, I literally have seen a video on TikTok of a tree branch that was split in half and kind of hanging down on the ground and blowing in the wind, and it looked like someone twerking. And so some guy went up to the tree branch and was slapping the quote unquote butt and throwing money at it. So people will like literally sexualize rocks and trees and fishes and anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. But and so like I'm okay that they posted there. But sometimes like some guy had an erection and like moved out of the way because it was bothering my shot. Like literally like I'm like in director mode now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to use this in an ad, but I don't want but I'm not gonna use this in an ad with your like thing just like all up on your stomach.
Makes sense.
And they were like, oh, it's so hot, mutual touching. And I'm like, I say it's kind of creepy because like I was in a way rejecting it.
Yeah.
Like I was pushing, I literally was like, move this out, and then I really got his hand like to grab this, move this away.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's kind of creepy, and I had people cursing me out and everything, and it was just kind of weird. But like, I don't have a problem with them posting stuff, but they get oddly excited about some things, and I don't always get it, and they sometimes get mad that I don't get it. Like I get that people will sexualize. What is that thing? The thing called Rule 34. If it exists, there's porn of it on the internet. Yeah, like, and I was recently on Reddit, and apparently there's something called Rule 35, which is, and if there's not porn of it on the internet, somebody will make porn of it. So it's like people do that with like everything. So like I get it intellectually, I don't get the appeal of it.
Yeah.
Especially as like a massage therapist. Cause like for me, like if someone's making a video and it's all about sex and like, oh, we're giving this massage, like the massage is not gonna be good. And so like I get really triggered when I see videos of bad massage. Like if I see a video of someone like doing a massage and they're doing like this, that would just like, I would just be, it's so enraged.
Well, isn't that called
I try not to just, cause like in massage, there's a lot of like woo woo in massage. So like, there's like craniosacral, and it's like, there's a lot of like energy work, and maybe it works for some people, maybe it doesn't. I just tell people if it works for you, then do it. You know, I don't do that stuff. I don't get that kind of massage.
It's creepy.
But I really do think it's like, it's just a substitute for like going to a psychologist.
But Reiki is supposed to be a massage, like, so therefore, how can you do it over the phone? Even if it's about energy, how can you do it over the phone?
I don't know if I would say that only because I don't think you have to be licensed to do Reiki. Because you don't have to, I guess, touch the person to do it. So I'm not sure if Reiki, I would say Reiki is supposed to be, it's like massage adjacent. I guess it would be similar, and I'm honestly not sure about the laws for this, to like lymphatic drainage. Because there's a lot of stuff that people do, and it's like, well, I can do this because I'm not doing massage. And it's like, legally, I'm not sure if you're on like a safe ground. Like, you may not have to call it massage to get in trouble. Like, you're working on soft tissues. Like, there are personal trainers who will do Thai massage and say, well, it's not really a massage, even though it's like, well, it's massage actually in the name. But it's very different from like Western massage.
For sure.
Like, you're not, like, I wouldn't be rubbing like lotion or oil on you in a Thai massage.
You're cracking backs.
No, well, that's not massage at all. That's not within our scope of practice. And that's probably not within their scope of practice either. But it's like, it's more like I'll be pushing on you and pulling you and stretching you in different ways. But there's also a lot of compression, which is a part of massage. So, You just gotta be careful. There are people who just kind of
Throw massage in it just to get business.
they just don't want to go back to school. Some of them flunk school. Some of them just don't want to take the time. Some of them are afraid to go back to school. There's a lot of people just won't go back to school. Like here in Houston, Texas, is only like 500 hours.
Shit. That's it?
Yeah.
I think it's more in California.
California, I'm not sure. California, I know I had a teacher here when I was, I didn't go to school here, but I was asking him questions about getting my license transferred. He was like, well, you should be fine as long as you're not from California.
Yeah, it's a lot more. I think it's a way more, actually.
Because California is not, he said the problem is California doesn't have really state laws, it has county laws.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes everything kind of hard you're not going from California to Texas, you're going from whatever county you were in to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Like New York has 2,000 hours.
I feel like, I didn't want to say it to sound dumb, but I feel like California is like 2,500.
Yeah.
I want to say it's something like that. And I know a few people. One friend in particular, like he had like, I want to say like something like this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
And like even in the beginning, like he would have it out and look, like even when he would massage like the stomach,
Mm-hmm.
he did it like how your intestines are.
Yeah.
And like with like massage going like this way, then turn this way, and then turn, and then like push it out to be like
Oh well,
to adjust or to help address like digestion or something.
Oh yeah, well that's like that's just constipation massage. That's pretty easy. They actually make a device that you can do that. Apparently, I've had clients who I've only had clients that they've used it on their kids, but there's a device that apparently you put on your kids and it does that. A friend of mine, he did that to someone for too long and they pooped on themselves.
I think I was never constipated, but when he did that, I was just like, because he was like, yes, to help aid it digestion. I was like,
He was literally just pushing the poop out of you. Yeah, you go what is it? I think it's counterclockwise, and you're pushing. He's literally pushing the poop out of your intestines. But yeah, California, like I said, it's by the county, so it's like, I guess it could be like some counties have like really high like a lot of hours, and some counties may not even like regulate massage.
everybody in their damn want to be a massage therapist out there.
I feel like if that's the case, the hours probably are not that high. Because like one problem we have like in Texas and places like this is that the hours are low enough that everyone wants to become a massage therapist because they see it as easy. Like if I feel like if the hours were 2,500, fewer people would try to become a massage therapist. Because that's 2 years. Here you can become a massage therapist in 4 to 6 months. That's the problem in Florida. It's like 550 hours. And people are like, oh, I can become a massage therapist in less than a year. And I can start making like $100,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they do. Like even with the friend, I mean, he practiced on all other friends, you know, his
Mm-hmm.
wife and stuff like that. Because he was like, I'm tired of corporate America.
Yeah.
And blah 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 blah. And like I said, he would always have the fuck this type right here.
Mm-hmm.
He would have like the out. Like he always had the chart out and everything. I'm just like, like, cause he did it for like to get the hours in.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who am I to say no to a massage?
And a lot of people, a lot of people in my class, you know, they thought they were going to be like millionaires and.
Well, it's by what you do and what you're. I mean, could you? So you have to get like certified in each form, right? Like you have to get certified in Swedish or in.
No, you just get your license. Like maybe in California it's a little different.
What is that?
But you just get your license. Yeah, but the closer I get here, right around here, that's gonna be more of the tendon.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're not too bad though. The tendon can be sensitive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but you're not too bad because you can actually like open your leg all the way like this.
So that's just sensitivity then?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hey.
Yeah, I mean, right here is when people will jump me, start cursing at me. So, but like I said, you're not too bad. You're not like this.
Oh, most people are normally.
Yeah, not most people, but there are people who are they're so tight like they can't let their leg just fall completely. I mean, your hip is moving a little bit, so it's like a little bit of cheating. But you can open your legs further than a lot of people. Just relax.
That shit.
Where
Jesus Christ.
Where are you feeling that?
Right there in that crevice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so just relax. Yeah, you shouldn't be feeling it there with just me moving, but you're tensing up, so that's probably why. And like you said, you have a hard time relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
Let's see. Let's see if it's a little bit less painful when I move it. Relax as much as possible. Are you still feeling it
right there? Like right here.
Let's see, what is that? Is a trigger point. Julie. Oh, actually, it's letting that is, well, that could be the pectinus. Okay, so it could be pectinus.
Yeah, you holding like that? Yeah, that's faint.
Yeah, it's the first time I've had someone have pain right there.
Jesus.
Well, at least just with me moving their leg. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see. What I want to do is when I say go, I want you to try to close your leg very gently, okay?
Okay.
Go. 1, 2, a little bit less, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax. How's that feel?
Like when I'm at still, like it's fine. It's like when you go to like kind of push it up a little, I feel it right there.
I'm not sure if it's me pushing it up or if it's your like leg contracting or the muscles contracting. Let's see.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Jesus Christ.
Move stuff out the way with the sheet. I don't want someone going, oh, it's a scorcher. That's literally what they said. But they like to imagine everything.
Yeah.
I worked on a guy and someone wrote some fan fiction on YouTube about how he was lying to his wife about coming here and blah blah blah. Yeah, and that was your left leg.
Yeah, family. I feel like it. I don't know. It's very weird. Even when, fuck no, it's on that side too. Fucking hey, ah. myself.
Yeah, I've had a few people tell me I should make a pain compilation.
Jesus Christ. I don't get why people like that. Like, people like to watch other people get tickled. That shit's weird as hell, too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that people like to watch. I don't understand. Like on TikTok, there's this thing. Now, someone told me what it is that they give you like roses or something, and like that's like a monetary value. So like they're kind of tipping you, and so people will record themselves. They'll go on live and go to sleep, and people will just watch them while they're sleeping.
That's like how people chew, and people listen to people chew in a microphone. Dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know people. I have to try to stay off of.
Yeah, but that's ASMR. Like that's really huge, actually.
Yeah, I know.
I think I saw a video on YouTube where over 1 million views of a woman just eating Popeye's chicken into a microphone.
Ridiculous.
They say that it gives them like a good tingling on their like the back of their neck, which upsets me because like I don't like the word tingle.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how some people hate the word moist. I don't have a problem with moist, but the word tingle just I hate it.
What does it? I don't even understand how people like. So what does tingle do to you then?
No, like like it's like tingling, like you know how you get some shampoo when you put it on your head, like it has that feeling. They have like they say they have a tingling on the back of their neck, and it feels relaxing. So that chewing gum, that's relaxing to them when someone's like chewing gum into a microphone.
Interesting.
Or they'll like scratch something gently, or
I mean, like you say, you don't like the word tingling.
yeah, it just. I mean, if I say it enough, I get over it. But if someone like if I was to massage you, and you're like, oh, that feels so good, it tingles. I'm like, you know what, I'm done. It's just, and I'm not even sure if it's a sexual thing. It's just a creepy word to me. It's just, ugh. I don't ever want to make anybody tingle ever. It just makes me think of like dirt. It just sounds like literally like dirty. But I'm just not one of those people. Like, if I ever murder someone, it'll be someone who's like chewing food. That smacking sound like just makes me like want to get violent.
I can see that. That is fair.
That would actually be my hell. Having someone smacking my ear for all eternity. You can make a lot of money being weird on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I once saw a video and it had over 10 million views of a man just counting prime numbers for I think 3 hours.
The fuck?
I'll sometimes like just put YouTube on and go to sleep. And it was like a less place of people just playing video games. And when I woke up, he was just counting prime numbers, sitting on a chair, just drinking water. And he got pretty young. I mean, you kind of have to do prime get for 3 hours.
There's one that I will say I find it very weird. But I'm OCD and autistic, so it's where there's a guy who takes eggs and he takes the shell off.
Yeah, yeah.
And the goal is to not puncture it to where.
Oh, you would like TikTok, because eventually TikTok will figure out like that stuff. So they do that with they also do that with grapes.
Yeah, completely like deshells the egg, and you see it in and the ones that he end up bursting. He just cook some of these.
Yeah, people do that on TikTok with eggs and also with grapes.
Let's time for that.
So they'll just peel the skin off without actually popping the grape. I think they do it with like little scalpels sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Like he has like little like manicure stuff that he does.
Their little grape and egg surgery.
corporate America.
And then they also have one thing now. It's like people pretend to be AI, and it kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah, that wholeheartedly creeps me out. Not even a little bit, a lot.
Yeah. It's just a little bit for me, and it's actually more cringy to me than creepy. Like, I do get embarrassed watching people do that. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. I'm like, is this what you were planning on doing when you were like a kid? And then one guy, he's very weird, but he seems to actually enjoy it. So I was like, it's kind of interesting watching him do it. Like, he seems like, oh, this is my jam. And this one woman, she does it. I don't even know if she's a real person. She just does it so well. It's really upsetting.
Oh, AI?
Yeah, she's just like all like her body. She's like really white. She's probably wearing like paint or something, and she's dressed up like a doll, and she moves so perfectly like a robot. It's kind of like the uncanny valley. Like, I'm honestly not 100% sure she's a human being. I'm pretty sure she is. But if someone was like, "Oh, she's actually a robot," like, "Oh, that's a really nice like robot," but it's so unhuman, it like upsets me a little bit.
You're on a fucking nerve. Jesus Christ.
This is a trigger point. Like, if I saw her, like, sometimes late at night, I'm like here by myself. If she like was walking down the hall like that, I would just start screaming.
What does that mean, trigger point?
So they're like tiny little knots. Sometimes doctors will break them up with a needle.
God.
And they they refer pain to different parts of your body. So this one will cause pain right around your ear.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the question mark trigger point.
But yeah, because right there while you're on it.
And it can cause headaches. So as you kind of press into it, it can release it a little bit. So that's why it's like, it's a little bit less sensitive now.
Oh, is that why people used to do the whole, see, that makes sense.
But you can see it right